Hey folks, so it's Mark Henry here. Do a YouTube live video. I think I put a notification this morning sometime. So it looks like somebody showed up so far. Cool. Well, welcome, friend. I put a notification this morning, so hopefully we have a little bit of participation and people wanting to watch the video and go over some things. So, good evening, Blue Sage. How are you? I hope that your Saturday is going well. Had to think for a second. I've actually been off of work for the last 6 days, so for a second, I had to think about what day it was. That's a nice problem to have, by the way, when things are going so good that you're not sure what day it is. All right. Well, thanks for checking in, Blue Sage. Okay, so just to let you know, this is the opportunity to give me any questions about any of the videos I've done so far since the last time I did a YouTube video. I'm going to briefly go through the videos that I've done during that time, just as a reminder and to kind of reinforce some of the things that I want to teach. My channel, if you're not familiar, is basically education on the occult and the paranormal. It's not meant to be an exhaustive study or exploration of one particular topic, but it's pretty much kind of like an introduction with some interesting information in addition to that to kind of help people point them in the right direction for them to go and explore on their own, because that's what this is about, right? Learning new things and exploring ourselves and exploring the world. So that's the purpose of this channel. Sometimes I think about, what was the reason why you started this particular channel through YouTube? And I remember uh, being little and being interested in a lot of different things, having to go to the library. And back then, because I am so old, I remember the card catalog and going through and finding out all of the locations of anything having to do with ESP, the paranormal, Loch Ness Monster, all the mysteries of the world and the universe, and then getting the books on that. Now, I didn't, back then there was no mainstream internet, so I didn't have access to that, nor did anyone else for that matter. Uh, so now I kind of think back and say, well, what would my inner child want to see? What would he have wanted to view, to learn more? And that's kind of one of the motivations for why I have this channel. Okay, so that being said, let me go into something else before I forget. Announcements. As usual, I'm talking about my Etsy channel. So if you are interested in leveling up your magic, improving your life, there are people that I'm getting messages from every day who are raving about these attunements and how much they've grown and changed and been able to get the things that they want. Recently, I put into the Etsy store Kamael. So Kamael is an archangel, and he is very good for the mind, rapid decision making, making calm assessments, and making observations, communication, that sort of thing. So if you want quick wit, rapid thinking, he is someone that you can interact with, and the energy, not just him, his energy is what the attunement is about. You can go to the store, get that attunement, and begin to make those changes. One of the cool things about these attunements, and I don't think it's talked about enough because I am on other magic forums, is the fact that we start out maybe with these attunements and saying, I want this thing, Therefore, I'm going to get an attunement to this spirit or this energy, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this thing that I want. That's only a small piece of it. What the cool part is that if you work with this energy regularly, you will not just be able to use the energy to get that thing. You will slowly transform into the type of person where you can get this thing and not really have to work much with the energy, because the energies itself will start to make these internal tweaks and nudges inside you in order to align you with this thing that you want. So, it doesn't matter whether this is about money or relationships or anything else, interacting with these energies tends to, and regularly on a consistent basis, tends to make you into, changes your identity, makes you into the person that can attract these things. So that is my spiel for that. That's the cool thing for me. It isn't about, taking the energy, making a ball, and sending it out. That is cool, but that's just a very, very small part of it. Okay. So enough about attunements. I'll put a link in the description, as usual, in the bottom, so that you can take advantage of that if you choose to do so. I also have a Patreon if you want more videos, more support, private messaging with me. That is available to you too, and I'll put a link to that in the description. All right, so let's get into the different videos that I've been doing, because I've been doing a lot of cool stuff, or at least I think so. So the first one that I did was HSP and occultism. So what is HSP? That is an acronym for highly sensitive person. So if we can refer to them as highly sensitive person, or I think in the literature now it's referred to as sensory processing sensitivity. It is a form of a neurodivergence. It is not a disorder per se. It is kind of a trait and predisposition. It's something that's pretty much hardwired in people. So it's not really something that can be easily accounted for by other explanations. It isn't about, okay, this person has poor coping skills or has X, Y, and Z disorder. This is just something that person's pretty much born with. And that's not to say that they don't have some of these issues, because these issues are run the gamut for everybody. But this is what I typically hear from other people. No, this is just like you can think of it as an internal trait, maybe like a personality trait that governs the way that the person is oriented on the inside to reality. So when we talk about it, we think about it as, when we talk about sensitivity, for example. So, what exactly that is. That means that when they receive information from their environment, that they may, on the inside, react a little bit more internally, maybe a little bit more stimulated. They can respond to more subtle signals from their environment. For example, these are people that if you want to if you want complete privacy and not let people read you, these are not the people to do that. If you're somebody who is like that, these people can pick up subtle signals from others. They can pick up subtle signals from cues, from your body language, from the energy you project. They're very empathic. They can feel feelings very deeply. So it is very hard to hide things from these people. They're just naturally hardwired, oriented to feel these things inside of them. In fact, a lot of them have to block some of this out because it may be uncomfortable for them to do so. Now, you might ask, well, how does all this relate to the occult and spirituality and spirits and all of that. Well, if you have someone who is sensitive on the inside to things, then that also means that they could feel things more sensitively when they're doing their work, whether it be spirit communication. Can they be psychic vampires? I would say that anybody can be a psychic vampire. I wouldn't pigeonhole them specifically as being that way or say that all of them are psychic vampires. Um, in fact, I don't know if that would do them any good, having this particular predisposition to extract the energy from other people in order to get it. So that particular sensitivity, they may be more sensitive to spirits. They may be in meditation. They may be able to detect spirits in their environment very easily. So it isn't just something that is necessarily a negative thing. It can be a positive thing. They would, again, they may be the person that you get if you have any questions about whether someone is attracted to you or likes you or any of that type of stuff. You might be able to carry this friend along to have lunch with this person and see what they pick up because they're very much oriented towards other people in the sense that um, they can they can understand what's going on. Now, the bad part of it, because there's a yin and the yang for everything, is that these people can be overstimulated. A lot of them are represented by are introverts. So at that time, the person may need to be more themselves because if you are reacting more than, let's say, the average person to a lot of this information going through, then that takes a lot of energy, and the person could be drained. So, um, if you are this type of person, understand that through experience, through practice, you can learn how to kind of handle it. People may have to do more shielding and purifying and protections in that sort of sense. Uh, Otherwise, they would be taking in information from their environment all the time. And not all of that is good, right? There's a lot of negativity in the world. Okay, so the next video, and by the way, if you're just coming on, I'm inviting anybody to ask questions based on these videos. That's why I'm going over it again, and I'm just reinforcing what we went over in those last videos. Okay, so the next video I did was the facing death, and do dogs have spirit guides? I was relating to everyone that if you have seen my dog Knight, the little white dog, he's been in previous videos, he's shown up before. I was relating in that video that he recently passed away. He made it to about 15 and a half years old, and then one afternoon he lost functioning in his lower body, his back legs and everything. And then when took him to the vet, then they just basically didn't know what exactly to do with him. I mean, they can make him comfortable, but they didn't have any good news as far as any type of diagnosis or what can be done to restore him. So we had to make that hard decision to uh, basically put him to sleep. Yeah, 5.5 years is a good run for a dog. And he was a good dog too. So now I'm the reason why how this relates to this channel is that in the morning I would get up. I have to get up early. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and when I was getting up that early, Night typically at that time I would take him outside to go to the bathroom, and then I would bring him back into where he sleeps. And and he didn't really immediately go to sleep because he was walking around and got, aware of what was going on. So it took him a little time to get back to sleep. But as I was putting him back into his bed, um, I am I had some questions on my mind about how this would play out because I had a feeling that he wouldn't live in like another 2 years, right? So as I was putting him in the bed, I got information from what I believe to be his spirit guides, and his spirit guides basically showed me what would happen, and it played out exactly the way that it did. I saw problems with legs, joints, and that it wouldn't be something that, okay, he was going to wake up and he was just going to be gone from the world. It was going to be, okay, so he's going to have this severe disability, and that would be the indicator or the sign of the next step. And that's exactly how it played out. So I also was thinking, okay, so would he let me know when, it was time to go? And what I was getting through is that he and I, have had a relationship for a long time, even before his life. This gets into the idea of past lives and soul contracts and things like that. Basically, the bottom line was that he trusted me to make the decision about that, and that whatever was decided, that would be okay. And that's what happened. It was the right decision. And I'm grateful that I got that information from his spirit guides. And spirit guides are a topic that I've done videos on, and I still have more to say about it. Just know that, we, as human beings, and this is my first experience with spirit guides for a dog, we have a lot of support from the other side. We have a team, we have departed relatives, we have spirits in the spiritualist tradition that are there to to nudge us and give us love, and to give us support working towards our goals, to help us find resources. A good way to know that a guide is at work, if you are thinking about something and you're trying to find out something and all of a sudden it comes to you, either through an insight or through a song, or through all of a sudden the right thing comes at the right time through the internet, even something obscure. A lot of times that is the interaction of the guide with your reality based on your permission with what you're doing. But I think I want to say my next video will be more about spirit guides, because we're not in here by ourselves. And when I'm talking about spirit guides, thanks for tackling the matter of hyper empaths. Would you be able to recommend? That message went away. But I'll be able to see that when the video is done, and I will respond in the comment section. But thanks for your comment. I was saying we're not in this by ourselves, and this isn't really about things that are too new age, white light, and all of that. I've been getting some strong, clear communication from mine. I'm so thankful they're able to make. Yes, yes, that's one of the wonderful things about spirit guides, is that they do have the capability to give you knowledge and wisdom when you need it. So I'm curious, for those people who are here, since we are, what is this, the 29th? No, we're never alone. You're never alone. This is the 29th, so we are approaching the 31st, and 31st is Halloween. It's also Samhain for my pagan friends. Does anybody have plans for Halloween or is celebrating Samhain? I know for myself, I went yesterday to the haunted house that's near us. Um, Louisiana. So in Louisiana, there is one in Baton Rouge. It's one of the top rated in the entire country, so it's quite something to go through. It's usually between 30 and 45 minutes, and it has some pretty scary things going on. I don't really get too scared anymore because I've been through. I've been a horror movie fan. However, there was one thing that happened in this particular go round because I go every year that really gave me a jump scare. So what they did was they let us, all the people in the lobby, we had to form lines, and when it was your turn to go, a lady would lead you, and she had blood on her, like she had been the victim of some type of violent attack, and she would lead just one person, into the elevator, and it was like an old time elevator. You get in there, and all of a sudden it goes real dim, and she starts to talk, and she starts telling about a story about a clown attack. And then in the midst of all of that, the lights go dark, completely dark in the elevator after while it's moving. Then it stops. And then at that point, there's a strobe light, and then the lady's not there, and it's a clown jumping up and down, a scary clown. So that jump scared me. I wasn't expecting that, and that usually doesn't happen there. And I couldn't hear whether there was a trap door for the staff to change out from the lady to the clown. So yeah, that was something. That was worth it. That was worth the price of admission because I'm usually desensitized and can't get the thrill of a good scare. You don't like clowns. Um, yeah, clowns are something. Because on one hand, they're meant to be lighthearted and fun. They go to little kids' birthday parties. Other hand, there's this scary part of clowns. And I know psychologists have done research with kids and clowns, and one of the reasons why that some kids are scared of clowns is because with all the makeup that they can't detect um, clear emotions and clear body signals in of the face, and that for some kids that's very disconcerting. So a little interesting bit of clowns. I remember several years ago they had those supposed clown attacks and clown sightings and stuff. Gray aliens. Hmm. Yeah. So the clown stuff, who knows when all that happened, it seemed to be around the same time that when that first It movie came out, so who knows whether that was a coincidence or the production companies had people to kind of stage that. Right. One of the things though at the haunted house is that I didn't dress up this year. I typically dress up, but I'm usually like the only one in line dressing up, and they have a long line. The line to get into this haunted house, like I said, it's really popular. It's very scary. I've been in line, even getting there early for 3 hours to get in it's something. But you don't typically see too many people dress up anymore, unless kids dress up for trick or treating, and then um, adults will dress up for parties and stuff. But there isn't a lot of dressing up for haunted houses that I've noticed. So, by the way, I don't know if you heard that, I could hear that a few minutes ago. Is that when I was talking about night and you may have heard barking? Okay, so that's that's not a spirit bark. I actually have a new child, Freya. Freya is a 4-month-old caissoned that I got from Tennessee. Very pretty, cute little black face, adorable and bad. She has the puppy shrill bark that you might have heard. She, yeah, you like the name Freya, like after the goddess. She has that shrill puppy bark that will reverberate up and down your spinal cord, and very food motivated. She will snatch food right out of your hand if she can get it. I had I was eating ice cream. Really good brand is Rebel if you get it. A lot of fat, not hardly any sugar. But I had it right here, and I was using the spoon. And what she did was I was sitting down. She got her feet on my lap and took one paw and put it in the inside of my arm to lower it so that she could get to the spoon that had the ice cream in it. Very smart, very manipulative. So I'm going to bring her up on a video sometime soon so y'all can say hello. And she always wanting to know what I'm doing anyway, so she's probably gonna be following me around. Yeah. Well, all right, folks. Yeah, yeah. She's very cool. She loves to go. We have um we have a I have a backyard with a fence, a wooden fence. And what we go is we go outside and we have like a big tennis ball. It's actually of the brand Kong, and I'm sure pet owners that are on this know what a Kong is. It's got different products, but this large tennis ball, we just kind of roll it across the yard, and she goes and gets it, and then she grabs it. And what'll happen is that she'll grab it and she'll watch me. So then what I'll do is I'll have to do some type of gesture, and I'll clap my hands and I'll go like, "Yay, Freya!" And then she'll run to me and drop the ball and ready to keep playing. So she wants that affirmation. She wants that congratulations for in advance for getting the ball. Yeah, she's something. A lot of fun. I love my little baby. Okay, folks. I have talked a lot. I appreciate you all coming and participating and everything. A happy Halloween. And I'm going to put a link in the description for those people who are interested in the Etsy store and all the other things. So, again, have a good night, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.